Well, we're going to start seated this morning. Yeah. So come seated. You can crisscross your legs. I've got like a crazy sun reflection right here, but I think it will pass on the computer screen. Take a block, sit on it. And when you work with blocks, you want to like kind of lift up so your hips are higher than your knees and your knees can drop down. Yeah, this actually feels very good to me. Yeah, and then your feet are kind of underneath you, and then your hands can just rest on the tops of the thighs and make you meditate for the next 50 minutes. Imagine you'll be crawling out of your skin. Maybe shut your eyes for a moment, or just reflect on one spot and just feel for a second. Take a deep breath in and a complete exhale breath out. And then you'll just sync your movement today with this nice, easy, steady breath as we move through the practice together. Good. Open the eyes. Sweep your arms out open towards the side with the palms up. Yeah, and then sweep them straight up towards the sky with the hands separated about shoulder width distance. And then just look up a little and just feel. Feel the heaviness of the lower half of the body, and then feel the extension of the fingertips as you kind of coil the ribs together. Yeah. Grab your left wrist and stretch up out of your waist and just go a little to the right. Yeah. Find some space from the hip to the fingertips. Come up through center, reach evenly through both your hands. Grab onto the right wrist, stretch up first, and then bring it over to the left a little. Finding some space and just breathing. Come up through center, separate the hands, and let the arms just drift forward. Let the shoulders drive down the back, and just wrap your left arm underneath your right. And rather than yanking down, lift the elbows up so you just begin to get a nice little stretch to the upper thoracic spine. Just small movements this morning. Nothing crazy. Sweep the arms out and up. Yeah. And then just bring them forward first, and then right arm wraps underneath left. And rather than yanking down, lift the elbows up because this kind of gives you a nice little stretch through the thoracic right here. Good. Unleash the arms back out and up, and then drag the hands to prayer at heart, and then remove the block out from underneath you and crawl yourself into a little tabletop position. Curl the toes under, stack yourself up, and you'll just sink the spine down and look forward. And then exhale, round and hollow and look in. Good, just like that. Inhale, sinking the spine down and look forward. Make a connection. Exhale, round and look in. Again, inhale, sinking spine down and looking forward. Exhale, hollow out and round in. Come to flat back tabletop. Float the right leg in space and just pause. Yeah. Good. With the right leg in space, the left hand's going to crawl out about an inch in front. Pivot the left toes down at an angle and just open into a basic, very basic modified side plank. Yeah. So the right knee is underneath that right hip. The toes can curl into the mat, and just stacking yourself up and just breathing yourself open very simply here. Strong flex of the right foot as you lift from your inner thigh. Eyes go to the floor. Right hand comes down. Square the hips. Don't let the right leg touch. Keep it in the space. Hug the right knee straight in towards the center line of the body. Pause. And then extend the right leg back to a three-legged tabletop. So just like this, flex the foot strong. Squeeze the right knee, and you can point the toes round, kind of like knee towards navel. Extend and press strong through that right foot. One more time. Hug the right knee straight in. Give it a good little squeeze. And then land the right foot all the way forward and through. Come to the fingertips, drag the left knee back a little so you're a little bit more on the thigh bone. Be on your fingertips here, and then sweep your arms up towards the sky to a supported lunge. Watch that the right knee doesn't wing out. You want to wrap it in and under. Drop the arms down, clasp the hands loosely or a little bit more intently if you feel like you have that openness of the upper shoulders. And then just draw the shoulder blades up and back and just pause here. Focus on little things like hugging your right hip in, grounding your right foot firm, feeling the left thigh draw down and back, and breathing your collarbone and your chest open without dumping into your low back. Good. Pull up to neutral, sweep the arms up towards the sky, fresh blood to the fingertips, always a good thing. Hands come down towards that front foot. Just straighten out your right leg and crawl the fingertips back and do a strong flex of your right foot. And you can fold over your right leg as much or as little as you need so you feel something. Scoop out your belly. Make sure the fingertips are somewhat underneath the shoulders. Yeah. And hug both your hips in so you just stay nice and even keeled. Rebend the front thigh. You're back in this little baby low lunge, and then just step back to a tabletop position and reset here. Once you arrive back to tabletop position, extend your left leg up and back to a three-legged tabletop and just pause. Just feel your leg in space. Just breathe yourself right here. And then creep your right hand about an inch more forward, pivot the right toes out, and open up to a very basic side plank. I think this feels great in the body. Collarbone opening. Strong flex of the right foot. Just finding breath, finding stability this morning. That's the goal. Eyes go to the floor, left hand comes down, left leg stays floating in space. Keep the right toes crawled under the mat, and then hug your left knee in, round the spine and draw in. Extend the left leg back, three-legged tabletop. Good. Hug the knee in, just lubricating the hip, squeeze tight. Extend the left leg back, three-legged tabletop. One more, hug the knee in nice and tight, pause. Step the foot all the way forward and through. Come to the fingertips, let the right leg draw back a little bit. Grip the left hip in so the right thigh is on an angle, and then grow the arms up towards the sky. Hug the left hip in, find the hip points moving forward. Good, drop the arms down, clasp the hands. If you can remember your grip, go for the opposite. Eyes of the shoulders pull back as you lift up out of your waist. So as much or as little as you feel here, grounding your left foot, gripping your left hip, and feeling that right thigh kind of draw down and back. Yeah. Pull to neutral, sweep the arms up towards the sky, energize. Hands come down to frame the front foot and just kind of crawl yourself into a little like runner's lunge here. You're standing on that right knee. And the more you flex your foot, the more you'll feel here. Scoop out your belly and fold over your left thigh. And just breathe. Rebend the front thigh, walk the hands forward, step back to a tabletop position. Walk your hands a little bit more forward, lift the hips and lift up to your first dog. So lift your hips way up off those shoulders this morning. Plug down through your hands. And just settle into a nice solid downward facing dog. And just feel your outer triceps wrap in. You can bend your knees as much as you need. Yeah, these look good. And then roll forward to plank, from dog to plank, kind of one nice neat motion. Lead with your heart and chest a little here. Yeah. Anchor through your hands, broaden the collarbone and the chest, activate your legs. Drive your weight forward onto your tippy toes. Arms stay straight, legs may need to bend, hips up and back dog. So you found your sweet spot, hopefully. Roll forward, plank position. Yeah. Drop your knees behind you on an angle. Keep the toes curled if that feels good. Lower halfway to a push-up that works for you. Re-straighten your arms to supported plank. Lift the knees, activate the legs, plank position. Hips up and back, downward facing. So just slow, kind of methodical movement. Plank position, roll forward like an ocean wave. Drop your knees so they go right behind you. Lower halfway at most. It can be a micro bend too. Re-straighten your arms to a plank position. Use your core. Kneecaps lift plank. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat. Take 2 big steps to get there this morning, or 20 if you feel really tight. Long spine when you arrive, weight stays forward. Exhale, fold into yourself. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer at heart and stand still for a sec. Just stand up nice and tall. And here we go, sun A's from the top. Here we go, sweep your arms straight up towards the sky. The camera has my head chopped off. Yeah, dive over, bent knees forward. Well, I don't know, maybe that's a good thing, but dive over, bent knees. Long spine to prepare, step to plank. Kind of funny. Halfway to a push-up chaturanga. Drop your knees if you need support. Up dog or baby cobra, you pick. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. I think the trick is to drag it back a little more. Yeah. Look where you want to go. Step or float your feet to the top. We're just going to move nice and seamlessly. Long spine when you arrive. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Again, arms slide straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees forward, fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, set it up. Step to plank. Lower halfway to your push-up if you're taking up dog or cobra. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Each one hopefully gets a little better. Look where you want to go, step or float to the top. Long spine, keep the weight forward. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Again, arms slide straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees forward, fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare. Step, float, skip, however you want to do this. Move yourself through a vinyasa that works. Up dog is smooth. Press your hands on the tops of the feet. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Full breath out. One more, look where you want to go, step or float to the top, get there nice and light. Long spine, exhale, fold, root to rise, come all the way up. Drag it to prayer, drop your arms. One more, make it nice and smooth. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Dive over, bent knees forward, fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, set it up, step, float, crawl, up dog, pulls you through. Hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Breathe your right leg up and back to a 3-legged down dog pause. So with your right leg lifted and your hips staying high and down dog, I want you to hug your right knee towards your navel, scoop out your belly, and just look in. But your hips are going to stay high. You're not coming to plank. Extend your right leg up and back and just feel 3-legged down dog. Keeping your hips in down dog, just hug your right knee in, scoop out the belly and look in. Again, extend the right leg up and back, 3-legged down dog. Scoop out the belly, draw the right knee in and hold it there. Then come forward to plank position. Arms are straight up and down. Yeah. Now look all the way at the front skinny edge of the mat and land your right foot forward and through. Come to your fingertips, pause. Steer your right hip under, integrate your back left leg. And then bring your arms forward today like you're handing a tray of something forward. If for some reason this doesn't feel good, of course, bring hands to prayer or have your arms going in any way that feels good to you. But just find extension through the back leg and the side ribs. Yeah, and you're just in this hovering pose. Scissor your inner thighs together. Draw down through your feet and your legs. And then start to slowly bring your torso up. Yeah, and actually let's cactus our arms this morning. The elbows are a little fan forward and the palms go a little back. See, there's a squeezing of the shoulder blades. Yes, just be here, feel. Yeah. Feel the pressure of your feet pressing down, feel your hip points moving forward. Feel a tiny scissoring of your shoulder blades as you begin this little back bend. And then energize your arms from your elbows to your fingertips up towards the sky and straighten your arms. You got it. Hands to frame your front foot. Let's step to a dog. Let's just step to a down dog here. Breathe your left leg up and back to a three-legged down dog and pause. Yeah. Keeping your hips super high this morning. Point your toes and hug your left knee towards your navel and round in. Extend the left leg. Flex the left leg straight up and back, three-legged down dog. Feel your right hip grip in as you do this. Point the toes and draw the left knee in. Squeeze in, look in. Extend the left leg up and back. Do it slow so you really feel what you're doing. Flex the foot. And then hug the knee in, pause. Then come forward to a plank with your knee in and see if this changes anything for you. I know for me, I feel like I have a little bit more of a deeper core kind of hold. Arms are straight up and down. Then step the left foot all the way forward and through. Be on your fingertips for a second. Set up the feet and the legs so the stance is appropriate for you. It's wide enough, it's long enough, the legs are integrated. And then sweep your arms forward. So you're in this hovering position like you're gonna launch. Yeah. Any position with your arms. I'm just demonstrating a different variation with the arms forward this morning, but find something you know works for you. Integrate the legs and then start to rise up, crescent lunge. Take it normal first. Integrate the back leg, get heavy in the standing front thigh, hip points move forward, and then go ahead and cactus your arms and just see how this feels. I know for me, it feels kind of pretty good. The elbows kind of tip forward a little, the palms go a little back, so there's a hugging of the shoulder blades. Yeah, it's not so dramatic. And then you get this little opening of the heart, the chest, the collarbone. Squeeze the legs tight. Find balance, find breath. Zip it up, yeah. And then keep everything where it is, just from your elbows to your fingertips, just straighten your arms and feel. Hands come down to frame your front foot. Step to a dog. Roll forward to plank, halfway to your version of a push-up that works. Up dog or cobra, pick something here. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, turn your back foot strong, rise on your breath, warrior one, come on up. There's a pretty deep drawing of that left foot towards the mat. So the outer blade of your back foot presses down. And this is what's gonna get you to get your hips more forward, the ribs wrapping forward. Yeah, hands come down, frame out the front foot, and step through a vinyasa. Up dog pulls you through. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. The left foot lands, the back foot turns, you rise on your breath. Yeah. Outer blade of your back foot presses. Yeah, the outer left hip grips in. Press strong. Hands come down, move through a vinyasa that works for you. Up dog is smooth, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Deep breath in, full breath out. Look where you want to go, step or float to the top. Long spine, exhale, fold, sit heavy in your heels for chair. Stick your butt way back and create a little natural curve of your low back. Cactus your arms, pause. Yeah, cactus the arms. Straighten the elbows from fingertips and then shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. From the top, here we go. Arms slide straight up towards the sky. Let's sit heavy chair. Dive over bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, down dog. On your breath, on your count, the right foot lands, the back foot turns, warrior one. Back down we go. Make this work. When you get to down dog, land your left foot forward, turn your back foot strong, rise. Back down we go through vinyasa. Meet me in a down dog. You're doing great. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Arms stay nice and straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float to the top. Get there light. Long spine. Keep your weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit again into chair. Weight moves into your heels. I take chair with my feet a little separated. Try it on. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. Keep going like this. Arms slide up. Sit heavy chair. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold. Let your head go. Come to the fingertips, prepare. Step or float through your vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Hips up and back, down dog. Keep going. Right foot lands, back foot turns. Warrior one, come on up. Back down you go. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns. Warrior one, it's a warm up. Back down, vinyasa. Meet me in a dog and pause there and just feel. It's like unwrapping a gift. You are the gift. Arms stay nice and straight. Look where you want to go. Step or float, top of mat. Long spine, keep your weight forward. Exhale, fold. Sit into chair once again. Shoot up to stand up. Drag it to prayer. Drop your arms. One more of these bad boys. Arms slide up. Sit heavy chair pose. Dive over, bent knees, forward fold, let your head go. Come to the fingertips, set it up, step, float, or simply just step to dog and be here. On your breath, the right foot lands, the back foot turns, warrior one, come on up. Hands come back down through vinyasa. The left foot lands, the back foot turns, warrior one. Back down we go, chaturanga. Upward facing dog point. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Land your right foot forward, turn your back foot strong, warrior one. Come on up and hold. Good. Wrap your left arm underneath your right arm, pause. Just pause, be here for a few breaths. So this is where we're just gonna slow it down a drop so we can really feel the little sequence that we're about to build on. Grip the right hip in strong, try not to yank down, lift the elbows up. Good, you're gonna start to tip forward and press off warrior three. For some reason, the eagle arms kind of bugs you. You're welcome to let that go, but this is just what we're working on today, yeah. Spin the left thigh down, lift the heart higher than everything else. Bend a little bit behind the right standing leg. Keeping the eagle arms if you can, don't let your left leg touch. You're gonna press up to stand and cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Flex the left foot strong and sit into ankle to knee with eagle arms. You can stay up real high. You can wrap forward if you want. You could ditch the eagle arms if you feel like it. I'm gonna try and keep mine. Steer the hips back until I fall down. Yes, flex the left foot strong. Steer that right hip and the left hip under. See if you can keep the eagle arms, guys. Lift your torso up just enough that you can wrap your left thigh around for eagle, full version. Squeeze the arms, squeeze the legs tight. Yep. Steer the hips back. Keep the legs squeezing super tight. Unravel just your arms to the sky and guide your left leg back, warrior one. Good. If it didn't work out, take a second to reestablish it. Drop the arms, interlace the hands, eyes of the shoulders open. Inhale the breath, exhale, come forward, humble warrior. You can rest your stomach on your thigh this morning. You could snuggle your right shoulder in. Either which way, you're steering your whole torso forward, pressing strong to the blade of the left foot, gripping the right hip in strong. Breathe. Heavy in your legs, guys. Stay with it. Rise, warrior one. Sweep it out and up. Finish it off strong. Hands to the floor. Vinyasa or dog, you pick. Up dog is smooth if you're taking. Hips up and back, down dog. Left foot lands, back foot turns, rise, warrior one. Come up and hold. Good. Find eagle arms. Right arm underneath left. Yeah, unless you think you got it screwy. Yeah. Yeah, lift the elbows up. Just be here. A few breaths. Work on simple things like holding this pose, making this shape, and just feeling in areas that maybe you bypass some days. Start to tip the torso forward with those eagle arms if you can. Press off warrior three. Take your time. Ditch the eagle if it doesn't work for you. Spin the right side down. Flex the foot. You got it, Dara. Nice work. Bend as much as you need behind your standing left leg so you can find that balance. Grip the left hip in strong. Keeping the eagle arms, bend that left leg significantly without letting that right leg touch. Cross the right ankle over the left thigh and sit heavy into this chair with the ankle to knee. You can keep your elbows up and just stay very upright. You can round into it if you want to get your elbows to come over in front of that right shin. Yeah, you can reset as many times as you need. Steer the hips back, flex the foot strong, and breathe. It's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be challenging. If you went forward, come up just enough that you can wrap your right thigh and finish the pose around for eagle, squeezing the arms, squeezing the legs, lifting the elbows, and taking on the full pose. Steer the hips back. Keep squeezing the legs super tight. Just unravel your arms. Pause. Unravel to warrior one, right leg back. Yeah. Drop your arms, interlace the hands, clasp hands. Inhale the breath, exhale, fold. Humble. Find what works for you. Resting your stomach on your thigh, tucking your shoulder to the inside of that left knee. Anything goes. Grip the left hip under and breathe into it. Strong through your legs. Stay with it. Pull the torso up. Unravel the arms for first warrior. Woohoo. Hands to the floor. Vinyasa. Upward facing. Hips up and back. Downward facing. Step the right foot forward, smack in between your hands, turn your back foot on a strong angle. Definitely have a block nearby for this next sequence. Grab anywhere in the front of that right shin and let's come up into triangle from the ground up. If you need to reset for some reason, doesn't feel good getting in that way, you just open it up to the length and the width that you need. Block could be the outside of the right calf if you need, and then lean back a little. And then find the space to hold. Find the quietness in your mind to just breathe into the shape. Don't make too much out of it. Where can you soften? Where can you relax? But where can you engage and feel strength? Look down, float to a half moon. I definitely use a block here. Any height. Hand can slide to your hip if your balance feels a little rough. Or grow the pose how you feel best. Soften behind the right knee a little, grip the right hip in strong, and stack it up. Support with your breath. Lift from your inner thigh. Stay with it. Transition back, warrior two this time. Nice big juicy step, warrior two. Open it up. Make sure your feet are on the mat. Yep, they track each other. Front foot to left arch. Broaden the collarbones in the chest and breathe here. 5 breaths. Pick something to focus on. So rather than feeling like you're all over the place, just hone in. Breathe yourself apart, in a sense, in this posture. Keep the shape of the lower half of the body. Flip the palm, reverse the warrior. And then this morning, I want you to take on any variation of extended side angle that works for you. Your arm can rest on the top of the thigh. Your hand can come to the outside. You can go to the inside. Any variation, okay? I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna fist my hand on the block. Left arm's gonna slide straight up and it's gonna come up and forward. If you wanna add in a half bind, you're welcome to. Grip the right hip under. And then find a strong pose that you know you can maintain, not just holding, but with the breath. Turn the bottom ribs and look up. Hands to the floor, Vinyasa. Yeah, it's over. Up dog. Hips up and back, down dog. Stay with it. The left foot lands, the back foot turns. Make sure your block is nearby. From the ground up, find your triangle pose. A little sensation of leaning back, soften the collarbone and the chest. Back leg's on a nice little angle. Front leg can have as much bend as you need. And then breathe yourself open here. Make this feel good. Make yourself feel successful in the pose. Back out when you need, add more when you feel like it's not enough. Couple more. Transition to half moon, use your block. Yeah, go right for it. Find the balance that works. Grip the bottom left hip in, stack yourself up. Anything goes here. If you feel like you need to add in, then add in. If you want to just have your hand on your hip or lean against the wall, do that. And then once you catch it, stay with it. Couple more. We didn't freeze. We're still in the pose. Warrior two, giant step back. Make sure your feet are all over the place. Sometimes that's what happens when you step back into the pose. Yeah, just check in and make sure your left foot and your right arch are somewhat on the same track. And then broaden the chest, close your eyes, and melt yourself open here. Wrap your inner thigh open. You guys know the alignment at this point. Just find the posture and breathe into it. Keep the shape of the lower half of the body. Flip the palm, reverse this warrior. Find an extended side angle that you did on the other side. Be consistent. Arm on top of thigh, hand to the outside of the foot. Inside, top arm can wrap up and forward. Half bind, no bind. Find it and then hold. Grip the left hip under. Turn the bottom ribs and look up. Three more. Transition your eyes to the floor and then take it to a plank. When you get here, lean on your right hand for traditional side plank. You can stagger the feet. You can go back to what you did before with your knee down. You can add in any embellishments of a tree pose, or you could hook the big toe. Lift from bottom hip through top hip. Plank position. Hold plank for a breath or two. Add in a push-up if you want, or just stay in plank. And then lean on the left side and take it the other direction. Set it up. Stagger yourself here with your feet. Lift from your bottom hip to your top hip. Breathe yourself open and find some strength. The pose is all about finding strength. Two more. Lift a little higher. Transition to plank. Add in your vinyasa. Up dog is smooth. Nice work. Hips up and back, downward facing dog. Look to the top of the mat. Step or float your feet there this morning. Long spine when you arrive. Exhale, fold. Root to rise, come all the way up. Drag your hands to prayer and just pause for a sec. Find tree pose on your right side, just brief. Yeah, find tree on your right side. Anywhere along the inside of the leg, just not pressing into the knee. And then sweep your arms up. Great. Grip the hips in like we just practiced. Keep the arms moving up and just bring your right leg forward. Right, so you give a 90-degree angle. We're gonna go into dancing Shiva. So wrap the left hand to the outside of the right thigh and peel your right arm back, or reach for the blade of your foot and extend the right leg out, forward, any direction. So either which way, with the leg straight or the leg bent, you're peeling open and you're twisting to the right. Stand up tall, look sideways or start to look back. Pull around to center, arms go up and leg lift. See if you can lift the leg a little higher this morning, even if the leg has to bend. Lower the right foot down, but keep the arms moving up and sit into chair. Drag your hands to a prayer. Inhale the breath, hook and twist to the right. Weight stays in your heels. So this is one of these poses, guys, that you don't need to crank so deep, right? Less is definitely more, and don't feel like you're going into your low back at all, because it's not about that. Looks good. Heavy in your legs, pull around to chair, but commit to this chair, like sit 3 inches deeper, because I know you have the leg strength to do it. And then shoot up to stand up, drag it to prayer at the top and drop your arms and just reset for a sec. Keep it basic. Stand on your right leg, draw the left leg in and find a tree on the left side. Anywhere along that right leg that works for you this morning. Grow the branches of your tree. Find stability, find peace, find calmness with this pose. Not everything we do is meant to like blow yourself out of the water. Keep the lift and then just swing your left leg forward to the 90-degree angle. Start with this. Wrap the right hand to the outside of the thigh and peel back. And then if you feel like you've got a little bit more bandwidth with your hamstring, let the hand slide down to the outside of the foot and see if you can extend the leg forward. It may not go completely straight. It can be half bent. If the camera was on the side, you would see that my leg is only halfway bent, but I'm standing up tall and I'm getting a pretty dynamic twist. You can totally do this with a bent knee. Don't feel pressure. Look sideways, look back, and then hold. Pull around to center, arms up, leg up. See if you can do it with the leg straight and the arm straight. Lift a little higher. Keep the arms moving up, lower the left foot down, then sit into your chair. Drag your hands to prayer, inhale the breath, hook the elbow, twist the same direction to the left. Weight stays in your heels, you wanna get in there. Check in with that right knee, that it's not sliding past your left. Nice work, really good. Give it a little bit more juice. Chair pose, bring it to center. Chair, commit. Shoot up to stand up, drag your hands to prayer, drop your arms. Let's put it all together. Separate your feet, hips with distance, slide your left leg back about 3 feet. Bring your hands to your hips. Right hand will stay, left arm will drift up. We're coming to twisting triangle. Come halfway down, steer your hips towards the back skinny edge of the mat. Grab your block if you got it nearby. Place it to the instep and then take it into your twist. Your hand can just stay resting on the flat part of your back, as you know. Scissoring the inner thighs and the hips in. Stack it up, right arm up. There's a sensation that you're leaning back a little bit in this pose, but really feel the strength from the legs. The spine supporting with nice length from the base of that lower back all the way through the crown of the head as you twist it open. Two more. Transition your eyes to the floor, both hands come down and pause. Keep your block nearby if you need it. Lengthen the stance so you're now in a low lunge. You have to just take a bigger, longer stance, grip the hips in, and then rise, high lunge. Hands come to prayer, inhale the breath, lean out, hook the elbow and twist. If this is too much for low back, hand can come to the instep into more of an easy twist. You can stay upright. Lean back a little, hook that right hip under, activate your back leg and twist open here. Maybe open up your arms. You definitely want to be high on the ball of your back foot, ideally, and get the crown of the head to line up with that back heel. Lean back a little and get in there. And then it gets to be a point in this posture, you just want to bail, you want to run. I know. It's now. Now's that time. We stay, we endure. Eyes to the floor, hands come down, and just like that, it's over. Spring the left foot forward. Long spine on the inhale, fold into yourself one last time. Root to rise with your feet hips width distance. Drag it to prayer at the top and stand for a sec. Hands to your hips, guide your right leg back about 3 feet. It's like a short warrior one. I really like this practice. This is a good one. Left hand to hip, right arm extends up, come halfway down. It's so nice when you're doing the yoga practice, you're like, this just feels really good in the body. Support with the block, take it into the twisting triangle. Hand can stay on the flat part of your back, no pressure to move on or stack it up. Watch the right shoulder, guys. I know I have the tendency to roll in, so you just want to really keep that shoulder in a nice solid external rotation. Hips grip, thighs scissor, feet ground, and you breathe. Look sideways, look up. We're outside here looking at this very large tree, finding peace as I twist open. Eyes go to the floor, left hand comes down, just put the block to the side, come to your fingertips and just drop, just make a larger step. Just drag that right leg back and then rise, high lunge. Drag your hands to a prayer at heart, inhale the breath. We'll continue our twisting, same direction, hook and go for it. Let your hip grip in, your left one. Scissor your right inner thigh towards your left inner thigh. Yes, drag more weight forward so you're really high on the ball of that front toes, those back toes, and then lean back and get in there. When you feel like giving up here, give yourself 3 more really good breaths. And that's where the magic truthfully happens. That's where the strength comes in. Mental strength, not just physical. Hands to the floor, plank position. Halfway to a push-up. Up dog or cobra, one more time here. Hips up and back, down dog. Land your right knee forward for a half pigeon. Yes. And then fold. Fold yourself in half. Let your mind just kind of drift. Downward facing dog. Left leg feet forward. Stay in your yoga trance. And fold in half. We have the sound of landscapers out here. Yes. Let yourself just go. There's always going to be distractions. So we just have to kind of push them to the side. And let your body absorb what it needs. All right, we're gonna get out a little different. Karate chop the mat with your arms like this. Curl the right toes in, activate your right kneecap so it lifts up off the ground, and slide yourself into a forearm plank. Then clasp your hands together. When you're in forearm plank, rock your weight way forward onto your tippy toes so the crown of the head comes over the fisted hands. And then flex the feet and rock all the way back. There you go. Rock your weight all the way forward, come all the way forward onto your tippy toes. And then rock the weight back. Again, forward, activating the core muscles, back, stretching the feet and the calves. Again, forward and back, 2 more. Forward, enjoy it. And back, 1 more, all the way forward, all the way back. Find neutral, drop the forearms, drop all the way to your belly for Sphinx Pose. Lead with your chest here, it's brief. Yeah, you wanna feel like you're pulling the mat forward and like keep your feet hips width distance. Yeah, like drag, feel like you're pulling the ground, the floor closer to you. Yes, and then lower the forehead, reach the arms back, take a giant breath in and lift everything up. So just fly and lift. Just fly and lift everything up off the floor. Keep the neck nice and neutral, squeeze the shoulder blades. And then just lift yourself a little higher. Let your feet separate hips with distance, it's fine. Exhale the breath, lower down. Drag the hands to the lower floating ribs. Press through an up dog or cobra. Hips up and back, down dog last time. Hop your feet through, lay down on your backs and grab your blocks. Yeah. Set up for restorative bridge. If you're dying for a wheel, this would be where you would put it in. okay? But I'm gonna go for a bridge and then slide a block underneath at any height, and then take that for a few breaths, and then you'll lift up into supported shoulder stand. Yeah. Perfect, Nancy. Interlace the hands around the block because that's gonna give you the back bend. Yeah. There, you're getting a lot of love from that puppy. So wherever you are, just stay for like 6, 7 more breaths. And just be patient. If you feel like the opening isn't so severe, that's okay. Be a little bit more passive in the back bend. And sometimes you get a little bit more space. About 4 more breaths. So start to come out of the pose on your own breath, on your own movement. Bring the feet back down to the ground. Once the feet come down, you're gonna lift your hips up enough that you can slide the block out and then lower the hips down. Wrap the right thigh around the left thigh. This is backward butterfly on your back, and grab the ankles, the base of the feet, or and pull your feet apart in opposite directions and melt the shoulder blades to the mat. This is to get the outer hips. And then ditch the hand bind and then just move the hips a little to the right and drop the knees to the left and give yourself a little supine twist with the legs crossed. Bring yourself up to center, unravel the legs and wrap the left thigh around the right, unless you mixed it up. Grab the base of the feet, the ankles, the arches, the outer arches. I grab the outer part of the feet and pull them apart. It's gonna give you a TFL, piriformis stretch, IT band, a little of that. Ditch the hands and then lift the hips a little to the left and drop your knees to the right and give yourself, complete it with a little twist. Good, come up to center, unravel, and just give yourself a little even squeeze and slide into Shavasana. If you have blocks, place them underneath your thighs. Yeah, if you need happy baby, of course, take it. Complete rest here. Complete rest. Just let yourself just melt into the ground, even if there's annoying sounds around us. I'm almost done. Take a deep breath in. Top it off with a full exhale breath out. And a nice big full body stretch from fingertips to toes. Wrap your knees in and squeeze yourself tight And then use the strength of your body and start to come up to a seated position and sit up nice and tall. Once you rock yourself up to seat or stay down, just feel the effects of this morning's practice. So we got the gamut of everything. We really work the whole body. Let the shoulders draw down the back, bring the hands to a prayer, and just bow your head. Always have some gratitude, some closure at the end of this practice. Lift the head, open the eyes. Big namaste. See you next time. Not sure what my schedule is going to be the next 2 weeks with my kids, so just stay tuned. There'll be something, but just I'll send out a newsletter like I always do.
Thanks, Jules.